Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I have the third and final of the Emerson 1895 series. Of course, you've been following along in this sort of mini-series. I picked up three matching ones, a couple weeks ago now at this point. They came out of a church up in southern Pennsylvania. Um, Not really sure exactly where, but it was like I think around the Hanover area. Uh, but yeah, I got three matching ones, all exactly the same. They're all brown with stencil blades, and they're all slightly earlier models, but not the earliest of the earliest variants. They are early enough that they are 4-speed, and they have the tuna canopy, but they have the later style smooth-ended blade arms with the smaller C shape for the blade mount. And of course, I'll probably go over a lot of what I went over in the previous two videos about these, but this particular fan needed a bit more work than the other two. Now, like I said, I don't know if this is the actual blade set that came with this motor because I kind of mismatched the blade. I kept them like together as sets, but I didn't keep them with like their specific motors that they came off of. So I'm not sure if this is this particular fan's blade set, but nonetheless, the motor, this one's bearing, I oiled the bottom bearing, but the top bearing was still pretty dry. I left it running for some time, and that seemed to quiet it down, so it's working in that department pretty well now. Um, Probably eventually do want to oil the top bearing on this one and the last one. The first one was the only one I think I tested that had actual good bearings. Um, and yeah, the other thing was this one. Remember, I mentioned they person who took them down took the blades off of only one of them, and the other two he left the blades on, and the down rod. And the lady who I bought them from, who was actually really nice. I'm not. This wasn't her fault. She didn't really know better, but she just stuck them in her car assembled, and that kind of caused the blade arms to get bent up a little bit. The other one, the first one I tested, that one I was able to unbend the blade arms really nicely. This one was a little bit worse, and one of the blade arms I unfortunately did crack. It's, which one is it? I don't think it's the one with the paint stain, is it? I can't tell. Oh no, it's the one right there to the left. Let me see. This one. That's the one that cracked. Um, and it's still bent upward a little bit, and I am not going to be bending that one down anymore. The other one that was bent was this one here, I think, and that one I was able to unbend without any damages. So, but unfortunately, this one, what is it? That one right there, I did crack the blade arm, and it's holding up for now. Eventually, I may try to find a replacement. I do know somebody that has replacement that I am trying to get them to sell them to me. So, anyways, yeah. So as I mentioned in the previous videos, this is, or as I mentioned earlier, actually also, this is not the earliest version of the 1895 series. The very earliest ones had the stepped design on the blade arms, a sort of tiering pattern on the portion where it mounts to the flywheel, and the actual C part of the blade arm where it mounts to the blade was wider and was much similar to the ones that they used by Lasco, that design. Um, and yeah, the earliest ones also had a simple, flat, round nose cap, not like this one, which is sort of domed. It's actually the same design that the plastic Emersons used. Um, and the earliest ones also had the same exact blades that the plastic Emersons used as well, which were designed for drop flywheel, and the blade arms on those were shorter. So as a result, with these larger blade arms, or with these longer blade arms, and the plastic Emerson blades, which also had flat ends instead of the pointed tip, as you see here, um, those were measured out to 54 inches, just from the extra length that the blade arms gave them, because they were designed for the drop flywheel. The later ones were all 52 inches, and the later ones all had pointed tip like this. Yeah, this one also has the tuna can canopy, and it is 4-speed, like I mentioned, so it's kind of a mix of the old and the new, just like the other ones. Now, there you can see it does have that little paint splotch on the blade here to the right. These were, I think, recently painted, or at least the church was painted before they were taken down, at least, because there was some painter's tape around the canopy of one of them. Um, yeah, obviously, I probably could get that paint off of there, but I didn't want to. I just wanted to get this one up for a test, honestly. Um, yeah, that pull chain extension is not original, as I mentioned in the other videos. They cut all the pull chains short. Originally, they would have been uh, about down to maybe like here with a wooden ball at the end, and it would have been all one length. So, yeah, I guess without further ado, let's go ahead and start this fan up on high. And based on the fact that I was not able to completely balance this one, it is going to have a little bit of wobble. But honestly, that's not half as bad as some other fans I've tested before. That's not even really a death wobble. Like, I think that the turn of the century, the 1895 version that I have, I think that one was even worse. Also, I forgot to mention, this one did come in on a long down rod as well. Or I got it with one of these. I think this is like 24-inch. And they all came on those long down rods. I think it was a triple install in the sanctuary or whatever. And I used the down rod from my Steers turn of the century, my 1895 version. Something's clicking. It's probably something from the mounting. Let's see if I can't. Yeah, it's something up in the canopy. It is quiet, and since the bearing's quieted down, moving the air pretty good. Alright. Turn it down to speed 2, which is medium. It's kind of a fast, on the fast side, I think. I feel like the other ones were a bit slower than this, actually. Alright, speed 3, which is low 1, the functional low. This one seems like it is on the faster side. Alright. Speed 4, low 2, the aesthetic low. These always have really nice, slow aesthetic lows, so this one's probably going to run a bit faster, of course. Okay, that's pretty slow, but that's, like I said, I think this one is a bit on the faster side. I've definitely seen slower. But still, very, very nice aesthetic low. Alright. Back up to high. I'm kind of intrigued to see how this one does on Spindown, considering I oiled the bottom bearing and then just let the top bearing work in. Spin down. So, as I mentioned in, I think it was the second demonstration video, I think I forgot to mention in the first video, but I have seen this, either this exact variant or a very similar variant. When we went to Connecticut back in like 2015, we went on this, it was a train ride, like a steam train ride that went over to like a boat. It went from a train ride onto a boat ride. So like we got off the train and got on a boat, then came back on the boat, got back on the train, back to the station. And at the train station, they had like a gift shop, and it was like a souvenir place like that. And they had two of these in the gift shop. They were, I think, possibly four seasons, 4-speed models. Just because they were on, I think, the slow aesthetic low. They were both in reverse. One of them had replacement generic like crescent blade arms. You could see the actual windings. It didn't, because they didn't cover the flywheel. And then the other one had regular, like these same blade arms. And like I said, they were both in reverse. I don't remember if they had stencil blades or not. But yeah. And I don't remember if they had tuna canopies or not. They were pretty high up, and they were on like the same length down rod as this standard, what they came with in the box, I think. Yeah, that was the first time I'd ever seen these in person, and then I saw that other 4-speed model in an open house a couple years later. That was actually one of the old models with the stepped blade arms, and I can't remember. I'll have to go back and check. I think that may have been a 54-inch model with the same blades as the plastic Emersons. Yeah, I'll have to go back and check. It's been a while. Yeah, I'm a big fan of these. I really like these. Just leaving it running to let those bearings work in really helped out, because this has taken its sweet time to spin down. Okay, I think I saw the slightest bit of kickback, which isn't surprising at all. Still probably needs some work, but oh yeah, the other thing, this one's reverse switch is on top of the motor, not on the side of the nose like the later ones had it. And the earliest ones also had the reverse switch on top of the motor. So I'm pretty sure they just reused, like this was the motor they used for all these earlier models. So there's that reverse switch. There it is. All right. Flip it. And turn it down to low 2. Aesthetic low. Low 1. Medium. I have a feeling the wobbling is going to be worse, so I'm probably not going to keep it on high for too long, but high. Okay, yeah. Death wobble. So it's not too bad in forward, but it does have the death wobble in reverse. Okay, I turned it off. Yes. All right. And now, up close view of this fan, which you've seen twice already, but you know. So, stencil blades. This is the one with the paint blotch. This one's in pretty nice shape. That one's got these two have kind of scratches on there. This one's in the best shape, I think, out of this set. Nose with the domed nose cap, which is metal on these. On the plastic Emersons, it's plastic, obviously. Arcless pull chain. And then the smooth blade arms. The reverse switch is on top, right back here. Oh, and this one has a backwards reverse switch as well. Oh, wait. Yeah, it does, because that's forward. Tuna can canopy, and then the information's up here. It's the same as the other one. Emerson Electric, catalog number CF405202. Can't really see it that well, but it's just like the other ones. So yeah, this is from the early 80s. Maybe like early to mid 80s. Not really sure. Love this textured brown finish. The same as the Sears ones used. But then, of course, the Sears, the drop flywheel ones used a smooth finish, and it was a bit of a lighter, more metallic brown. It was very interesting. So yeah, I don't think I left anything out about this one. So that is just about it for this video, and in turn, the conclusion of this little mini-series of these 3 Emerson 1895 series ceiling fans. So thank you guys for watching as always, and I will see you in the next video.